I'm going to be making Detroit style pizza today. I'm going to be doing a Food 52 video. I'm still doing my Food 52 recipes for a whole month. So my name is Ara if you've never seen my videos. And I'm going to be making a Detroit style pizza. And the next month I'm doing all Food 52 videos, or I'm trying to. It's been kind of hard. So here is the recipe. In here I have 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of Safdry instant yeast, and then I did a teaspoon of salt. It calls for a tablespoon. And then instead of doing a 1/4 cup of olive oil, I did a tablespoon of olive oil and then 1 cup of lukewarm water. And it's a pretty easy dough. It's just gonna sit for 2 hours covered. So I'm gonna mix this all up. And you can just put the yeast right in. You don't have to bloom it or anything because it's gonna sit for a while anyways. So I'm gonna mix that all up. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy plastic bench scraper and I'm gonna go ahead and mix this in. Just kind of knead it until it forms a ball. So I'm gonna cover this. Once it kind of forms that ball, now I can kind of knead it a little bit. Until it's nice and smooth, and we're gonna let it rest covered for 2 hours. And we're gonna work on the sauce. And it's smooth, so it's done. So I have a pound of Roma tomatoes, 1 onion cut, 3 garlic cloves, and some oregano I'm just kind of putting on here. And I roasted that at 375 for about an hour. My tray of roasted tomatoes and onions for my sauce, and I put a 1/4 cup of flour in here to thicken because I'm not going to use the sauce recipe they have. And then my dough it's been sitting for an hour, so this is going to go in the blender. Okay, so here is my sauce, and then I added the flour in there. You can obviously use the recipe in their packet that they have online, but I just went ahead and just cut up a bunch of Roma tomatoes, made my own. I put flour in there because then it thickens as it cooks. So I have my own fresh tomato sauce. And now I'm going to do, there's oil already in this pan from earlier. I'm just going to take my dough and just press it into the pan and then put olive oil on top and garlic powder. So I'm just going to move this a little bit so you can see. I'm just going to touch this because it's oily. And I'm going to drop the dough in here. You can see. And just wet my fingertips so then it doesn't stick to the pan. And the pan is already oiled. So I'm just going to spread it out. And then in the recipe it says to bake it ahead, but you really don't need to bake it if you're using a heavy bottom pan or if you're using like a cast iron pan. So I'm going to put some garlic powder on this.
important, Dina. Colorectal cancer is one of the deadliest forms of the disease. It is more prevalent in younger ages
And
than Americans.
I'm gonna take my sauce
Jamie Samuelson lost his battle with colon cancer last summer.
and put this
Fox News at 5:30.
on top.
Sits down with Canada features a personal story about loss, and it's one of most of us, rather.
Just like spread it in. And then I'm gonna preheat my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And the dough you can actually make the night before. You can just put it in the fridge to let it rest overnight. So I have some mozzarella cheese, and I'm just going to cover the whole pan with cheese. I have, instead of the big pepperonis, I have these really cute baby pepperonis. I'm gonna put like half the bag of pepperonis on here. Oops. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. And I'll come back and show you. I pulled out the pizza. It's a little bit more done. I'm going to transfer it to this guy over here. Alright, so it's all done. It's got a nice crust. I'm gonna try it. That's good. I think the crust turned out really nice. You want to use a heavy bottom pan or a cast iron pan, preferred. But that's good. You can see the cheese got in the edges. So that's it for this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. I will link the original recipe below. And look out for my next video. I'm going to be making an Easter cake from the Dollar Tree. Thanks for watching, guys.